Oh, they're playing outstanding. I think of all the Butler teams that we'll have seen and played against, this is the best ball movement team in the sense of it just constantly moves because they can play through everybody, and Andrew, they can really play through him. And he was a key 2 years ago. He's a key right now because he facilitates so much offense for everybody, and he can drive it, he can shoot it, he can rebound, he can post. But he's truly the point forward in the sense that he just moves the ball. But their ball movement, their ability to shoot the ball is very, very high. They do a great job in the corners. They're making a ton of shots out of the corners. But when you got ball movement like that, and they continue to play at a very good rate defensively. I mean, very hard-nosed defensively. They know what they want to do. They play the ball screen in an excellent way. They get back in transition. They don't send as many to the glass, so they take away your break. So you got to be really solid there. And we just got to be. We've had a good week. It's been discombobulated a bit, with timing and guys coming back from this or that, and the exams and things. But our attitude's maybe not quite like yours, wearing shorts at 9-degree weather, but it's good. It's real good. So I don't know if we can ever quantify attitude again after this. You guys all get a shot of that? Huh?
You got to practice on this.
Yeah. Who does?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Who does?
Despite losing guys like Roosevelt Jones and Kellen Donovan.
No, the movement, the ball movement, and they've got really good guys. Tyler Eulis certainly does an excellent job, but they've got veterans. I mean, they've got an experienced team, and going back and watching last year's tape, especially the late game situations compared to this year, they're different. But you can see where they're trying to go with it, right? And Baldwin can get to the rim, and they can put him in the ball screens, and they're very good. Chris is an excellent coach. I mean, he was an excellent coach at Gardner-Webb. He's a tremendous coach. Now the world knows it now, and I don't think there's any question about that. Got a great staff, and they've just got excellent continuity. They always do, and they've continued to have that. So there's so many different guys that can play, and it's not just 5 or 6 guys. I mean, they're going 8 or 9 deep, and it's a really, really good team. Yeah, I don't have a good answer for that. I don't look at it like that. So you asked Chris that same question, right? Because I saw that on he didn't have much of an answer for that either, right?
You just talked about both of them.
Yeah, I'm not a compare and contrast guy. I'm really not.
Let me ask it this way: when you look at Keelan, what are the things that stand out about him?
He can really score. He can really score. Straight line driver, very efficient shooter, goes both ways, takes big shots, wants to take big shots. Getting more and more athletic. He's very improved. He's good, and we've seen him since he was young. I've known his mom and dad since they were in college at Western Kentucky. So when they weren't his mom and dad yet, right? So, but he's got good bloodlines in that sense. But he's a bona fide big time player. I mean, there's no question about it, and he's playing like it.
This event has become a very outstanding event, but this year in particular, and I know obviously you're not playing in the other game, but what does it mean to play in an event like this?
I think it's really good. I think it's a great atmosphere. It always is. You've got 4 teams that are really, really efficient offensively. If you look at the rankings, getting better all the time defensively. I haven't seen Notre Dame play very much. I haven't seen Purdue play very much. I've seen a lot of Butler this week, but that would be the biggest thing to me. I mean, in teams that have got some continuity in their programs and have young players that have stepped in and done a good job, and good balance inside of their teams.
With OG, do you have a sense of kind of how much he'd be able to take on?
Not
more,
really.
Or is it something maybe see when?
Yeah, we'll just see how the day goes.
How much has he, I guess, grown in the sense of maybe what he's able to do at both ends of the floor in terms of creating mismatches? I guess as a player that can guard a lot of different positions, can go outside and finish the well around.
Well, that's what he can do. I mean, we don't even. There's really nobody that you'd be uncomfortable putting him on, and it's just a matter of consistency, with him on that, and athletically, all the intangibles, he's got all of that, and you can. There's really no defensive plan that you could put in that he wouldn't be a part of, and that wouldn't be potentially very good in. So when you've got somebody like that you can game plan with him, you have to game plan against him if you're on the other team, and you can move him all over the court. And I think that's what makes him unique.
Coach, any concern Thomas hasn't had a lot of field goals inside the last couple games? Is just more post-passing?
Yeah, we've got to be more cognizant of getting him the ball. That he's getting fouled, and he's rebounding the ball at a really high rate. But we've definitely shown him where there's opportunities to flash. You know, we're playing a lot of random basketball right now. And when you've got a guy like that that can move around, you've got to find those random moments where you fly back inside. And so we've definitely spent that kind of time. But he's aggressive. He's doing a very good job with that. We need to throw it there a little bit more, in the sense of there's been a couple times that he's been open that we didn't get it there, but really it needs to be a connection of him getting open and us finding him, not just that we're missing him. It's not that. There's a couple times we did, like I said, but he's getting fouled. And when you're getting to the foul line like that, and you're rebounding like that, and he's getting so much better. I don't say this lightly, because Jawan has really improved as a leader. I'm not sure I have in 18 years as a head coach, and if I look at a 3-week span of coming back from Fort Wayne, had a guy that's improved his overall leadership consistency as much as he has in the last few weeks. And I don't say that as a proclamation. I say that as a fact for me, you know, in my coaching life. And that's impressive. And if he stays on that path, what he's becoming is a complete player. And when you become a complete player, you're not the best player if you're not one of the best facilitators, if you're not one of the best defenders, and if you're not one of the best leaders. And those are the things that really, really define how good you are. And he's well on his way to doing that. He's been very consistent with his talk, his energy, there's always a seriousness to him, but he took the loss. They all took the loss up in Fort Wayne hard, but a couple guys took it personally, and I think he's one of those guys that did. And I think there's a difference. And I say that because Jawan has been very good too, but Jawan was already heading in that direction, all right? And Thomas has really understood that, like, I've got to be this way, and I can be even better when I am. But it's ongoing, right? I say that, and it's ongoing. It's not like it's not like we're putting an exclamation point at that. But he's definitely making those strides. I'm very proud of him for that. I mean, he's 19. I mean, he's 19, not even 19 and a half. I mean, you got a guy that you're saying that about, and he's always been a great young man. Always had a lot of energy and emotion, but he's showing a much better leadership.
You've talked about it a little bit, but how much has he improved? I think he's got like 4 blocks in each of his last 2 games. His rebounding numbers are up. Defensively, at the defensive end of the floor, how far has he come?
A ton. You know, things that he struggled with last year, you know, in the ball screen coverages and things like that, those aren't issues right now. And we haven't even put all the ball screen coverages in that or I shouldn't say that. We haven't utilized the ball screen coverages that we have. And we're trying to get good at a couple of things right now. And we've had to really scale back a lot with this team, and it's ongoing with that because we've got to get good at things, and at the same time you want them to play with freedom. The ball needs to move even better. It needs to move even quicker. And I think we'll get even more open shots than what we're getting. And so, like, when you've got that, it just raises a level of confidence to your defense. I think his rebounding is raising his confidence right now to his defense because he knows we really need it. He took that as a challenge early on in the year to not be a good rebounder, but to become a great rebounder. Is he a great yet? No, but he's working towards it. And defensively is the same thing. So when he's finishing off a possession with a defensive board, that's really, really good. And he's active, but his feet are so much better. He's got to continue to play through fatigue. He's got to continue to guard the dribble even better than what he is. He's got to continue to stride out even more. I mean, the details of the game are really, really important for us, for every player, but for us right now, because those are the things that you've got to do. Your details are only as good as what you do when you're tired. And that's what we've got to continue to build upon. So, but he's talking more. He's got to get more active with his hands. His deflections are not where they should be. So it's like any team. It's a true work in progress, but he's making a lot of progress.
I think Rob has scored in double digits.
Who?
Rob Johnson
Yeah.
has scored double digits in all but one game. How important has his consistency been there, especially with James missing time with OGs?
Well, he's playing within himself, you know, and he's doing a really good job with that, and he works extremely hard at the game. and he's got to just continue to get better with the decision-making, the driving, the ball handling, but also trust that it's really good offense when he lines up to knock down a shot. And we've got to get more screening into our game, and that means that everybody's involved in that. It's not like there's just 2 or 3 guys that screen for us, but we've got to get that element to it. And so again, I could give you a laundry list of what we've got to get better at on both ends, but when he's lined up knocking down shots and getting it off 1 or 2 dribbles and moving the ball well, he's really, really efficient for us.